This morning on DC News Now, a deadly fire in Prince George's County. Fire crews investigating the cause of the blaze. And breezy and cooler Wednesday, but at least we're expecting to see the sunshine. Meteorologist Jackie Layer is tracking the warmer temperatures ahead. New developments in the legal battle over a wrongfully deported man from Maryland.
I am planning to go to El Salvador to work to bring him home.
A senator heading abroad to push for his return. And the district bracing for budget cuts.
We will limit spending in the government.
First responders sounding the alarm as the fate of DC's funding remains in the hands of Congress. And hunting for Easter savings. We're helping you stretch your dollar with affordable basket stuffers.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, and thanks for starting your Wednesday with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
And good morning. I'm Shanika Grimshaw in for Corey James. I'm going to look at your commute in just a bit, but it was really windy yesterday, Jackie, talking about the weather here. It's going to get a little bit better today.
Yeah, it's still going to be breezy out there today, but we're not going to be dealing with wind gusts over 50 miles per hour like we had yesterday. Here's a view of those current winds. These are sustained winds, mainly out of the west-southwest. We're seeing those between 15 and close to 20 miles per hour at this point. Gusts still elevated over towards Kaiser, still seeing at least 40-mile-per-hour gusts out that way, especially for some of those higher elevations out towards western Maryland, parts of West Virginia this morning. But elsewhere, gusts are ranging between 25 to even close to 30 miles per hour at times this morning. And temperatures starting off into those 40s for most of the area, just shy of 50 though in D.C. But when you factor in that wind this morning, it's feeling like we're into those upper 30s to lower 40s. So make sure that you do dress for those wind chills before you step out on this Wednesday morning. Timing out the rest of your day today, we'll see those high temperatures climbing through those mid to upper 50s. We should be seeing a high in D.C. right around 60 degrees this afternoon, with more of that sunshine expected for the day today. Today it's dry, tomorrow it's dry, but heads up, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning is going to be much colder. We do have some frost and freeze alerts to talk about. I'll have the latest on that coming up in just a few minutes. Shanika, what's the latest on those roadways?
All right, good morning. Thank you, Jackie. Well, we are looking at the Capitol Beltway here. We have a disabled tractor trailer that's on the inner loop, and you're already seeing traffic stack right now. This is the camera at National Harbor. So the inner loop right near 295, you'll see a disabled tractor trailer to the left. That's 495 heading southbound. So right before the Woodrow Wilson Bridge. Taking 295, though, if you can get through that traffic, you're good to do so if you're heading northbound into the district. For the rest of your commute this morning, not seeing much. Top side of the Beltway past 650 New Hampshire Avenue is starting to slow. You're also seeing some slowing on DC 295 heading southbound along the Anacostia Freeway near Eastern Avenue. And 6:02 this morning, a man is dead after a house fire in Prince George's County last night, and firefighters are still trying to determine the cause of that fire.
Our Yamari Sase is live on the scene. So Yamari, how bad was the damage?
Yeah, good morning. Definitely want to give you a closer view of what firefighters were having to deal with last night. Now, as they mentioned before, a lot of the damage when they arrived on the scene was from that second floor, and you can clearly see that this morning all of the windows are bursted out, but you can see some of the damage that's going on inside the home as well. Now, although 2 people were able to escape from this fire last night, unfortunately 1 person did not. Now, this happened around 9 p.m. right here on Elon Drive in the Bowie area. And Prince George's County Fire Department arrived on the scene, saw smoke coming from the home, especially on that second floor. 3 adults were inside, 2 of them were able to get out, and firefighters were able to get the 3rd adult out, a man, and he was actually taken to the hospital. His injuries were definitely critical, and just less than 2 hours after firefighters say that he died. Now, officials say high winds yesterday definitely made putting out the fire a little bit challenging.
It's difficult in the wind. We have very specific protocols for aerial ladders, and wind-driven fires can be very dangerous to a community. But thankfully, Prince George's County firefighters did an amazing job of an aggressive interior attack. We're able to extinguish that fire very quickly.
Now, at this time, they have not identified the man that passed away just yet, and they're still investigating the cause of this fire. Now, reporting here in Bowie, Maryland, I'm Yamar Sase, DC News Now.
All right, thank you, Marie. Well, ICE has announced it's arrested over 1,000 undocumented workers since January. Now, Homeland Security officials say this is the highest rate of arrests in the agency's history. They also say they're suing businesses that knowingly hired undocumented workers. And the case of a Maryland man who was wrongfully deported to El Salvador by the Trump administration continues to play out in court.
Yeah, they had another hearing on Tuesday demanding information from the federal government on what they've done to bring him home. Candace Cole is live in the studio this morning with the latest developments. Good morning, Candace.
Good morning. Well, federal court judge Paula Zinnes has now ordered the Trump administration to hand over documentation to Kilmar Abrego Garcia's attorneys, laying out exactly what they've done or haven't done, rather, to get him back to the U.S. Now, during Tuesday's hearing, Judge Zinnes granted a motion to Abrego Garcia's attorneys for an expedited discovery of the federal government's actions to facilitate his return, something the Supreme Court has also ruled the Trump administration must do in this case. Now, this comes the day after El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele told President Trump he has no plans on sending Abrego Garcia back home. The Trump administration has already admitted to deporting Abrego Garcia by mistake when he was rounded up with scores of others believed to have gang ties in El Salvador and Venezuela on March 12th. Still, they refuse to correct the error. Now, the Trump administration continues to accuse Abrego Garcia of being affiliated with the MS-13 gang, but has not provided any evidence to back up that claim. And White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt has accused him of human trafficking. Now, these are all accusations Abrego Garcia's attorney have vehemently denied. We should also point out Abrego Garcia has no criminal record here in the U.S. or in El Salvador.
My understanding is that we were going after hardened criminals. So just by you saying somebody's a hardened criminal doesn't necessarily make them so. This is an individual who's married to a U.S. citizen, who has 3 U.S. citizen kids, who has no criminal record, who's a union member, and who pays taxes. I thought those were the kind of people that we said that we weren't going after when we were targeting deportees.
And today, Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland says he will travel to El Salvador's Secot prison to do a wellness check on Abrego Garcia. The Trump administration has until Monday, April 21st, to complete the discovery order. Tanaya, Shanika.
Candace, thank you. 15 George Mason University students have had their student visas revoked. The university's president says the school was blindsided, saying the government terminated their visas without talking to the school or giving them prior notice. George Mason is now trying to help the international students figure out how they can still finish their courses. University leaders also say they have no idea why the students' immigration status changed, and they haven't received answers from federal officials. But the Trump administration has revoked the visas for hundreds of foreign students across the country accused of participating in pro-Palestinian protests. And 10 community members from Georgetown University have had their immigration status terminated as well. The university also states that they had no prior knowledge of the terminations and that they are monitoring all student visas. These changes comes as parts of the Trump administration's goal is to crack down on immigration.
And the Kennedy Center will now be lit up in red, white, and blue every night. A spokesperson for the center calling the lights a beautiful reminder of the American spirit. All of this coming after President Trump appointed himself chair of the center. Now, he has stated that he believes a full overhaul of the center is needed and fired multiple members of the board. Trump also filtering the types of performances being held there, speaking out against drag shows in particular.
And happening now, D.C. is set to begin making massive cuts after the House failed to pass a budget fix before recessing. The mayor's office sending out an order implementing freezes on hiring, promotions, and soon overtime. The city administrator is also creating a plan for employee furloughs and facility closures. All of this in response to a congressional spending bill that reverted D.C. back to its 2024 budget, effectively cutting its budget by $1 billion.
We will limit spending in the government. I think that's the immediate thing that I will notify all of mayoral agencies. And we will be earnestly planning a revised 25 budget that reflects those changes.
Bowser says as part of those changes, no departments are explicitly exempt from the freezes, including police and fire, but agencies can request a waiver. Those will be considered on a rolling basis.
All right, your time right now is 6:09 this morning. DC's police union responding to the budget cuts. The leadership saying restrictions on overtime and hiring will increase staffing shortages, limit response times, and reduce proactive policing. Now, the union president writing, quote, "We are encouraging Chief Smith to move to secure exemptions for overtime and hiring to mitigate these impacts. We urge the city administrator to grant waivers to protect public safety as permitted under the order." In an update now to the violence at Dulles Airport last month, where investigators say a Maryland man punched a United Airlines employee at the gate. FFX.com, now.com, reporting that Christopher Crittenden was likely drunk. An FBI agent says that he got upset when his flight was delayed for more than an hour. He is expected to make his first court appearance this week and charged with interfering with security screening personnel.
And a man is accused of skipping out on paying his metro fare and then stabbing a transit officer who confronted him. This happening yesterday afternoon at the Navy Yard Metro Station. Investigators say the suspect attacked the officer with a sharp metal object. The officer has cuts and puncture wounds on his face, but is expected to be okay and remains on duty. The suspect is facing charges, including assault of a law enforcement officer. And the Department of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the officer is in good spirits. He shared these photos from the scene, which is right next door to DOT's headquarters. Just last month, President Trump signed an executive order to crack down on crime on Metro, and this coming as Metro released data showing that serious crime is significantly down on trains and buses.
And looking ahead to next Tuesday, Montgomery County is offering free rides through its Ride-On bus service. Now, this is all to mark the 55th anniversary of Earth Day. The County Department of Transportation says it plans to convert nearly 400 Ride-On buses to a zero-emissions fleet, and this will be by 2030.
And Metro riders, listen up. WMATA needs your vote for the Webby Awards. Metro Rewind received a Webby nomination for Best Travel and Lifestyle Site. WMATA revamped the ridership report this year, including how your use of transportation is helping the environment. The last day to vote is tomorrow. It is now 6:11 on this Wednesday.
It is
Wednesday, and the sun is coming up. A new push to put down phones in Virginia.
That is right after the break. Experts share why cutting back on screen time could be good for your health. Plus,
if I'm getting Five Guys, I shouldn't have to worry about getting sick at the same time.
And that's why it's so important that people stay up on their immunizations.
the latest case of measles causing concern for customers in the district. Still to come, why a doctor specializing in infectious disease says there's no reason to panic.
And a live look outside, Jackie, as that sun is coming up. We're seeing some shaking there on the camera if you look closely.
Yeah, it's still breezy out there at this point. Thankfully, not nearly as windy as yesterday, but I'll have more details. And we finally see those winds continue to weaken and what we can expect for the rest of the work week right after the break.